Hello, it's Bad78 back again. Second ever video due to unprecedented demand, by which I mean I think 2 people have asked me to make another video. But my last video did get close to 500 views, so thanks for that. That is pretty impressive for a first video, so thank you very much. So yeah, I thought I'd better do something else. And those 2 people who have asked me to make another video have asked me about my opinions of the PlayStation 5 reveal. So I'll talk about that a little bit. Just so you're not just looking at my face, I do need to get some kind of capture equipment. I am getting a new camera, I think, next month, so at least that might make the videos more interesting. But in the meantime, so you're not just looking at me, I'll do a selection of console boxes. I'm not going to do an unopening because they're already unopened, obviously, and I'm not going to get them out from under my TV. But you can look at some boxes. So yeah, I thought the PS5 reveal was good. It was good. It didn't blow me away. It didn't disappoint me. I am a little bit disappointed in the quality of the YouTube feed, which is a bit of a geeky thing to talk about. But I think with the next gen of consoles, the problem is the PS4 and the Xbox both still look good. So the games that they're showing don't look that much better unless you're seeing them in proper crisp 4K quality. So when you've got a YouTube stream in 1080p at 30 frames a second, frames even, yeah, they just don't look that much better. When you see the trailers in the 4K versions that they have put out, they do look a lot more impressive. But yeah, that's a little bit of a disappointment. I get it, what they're saying is, you know, people working from home, they've not been able to set up the show quite as they would, you know, and clearly all of this information they're putting up now would have been part of E3, which obviously was cancelled due to coronavirus. But yeah, so basically I did think it was good. I was surprised first of all with the Miles Morales Spider-Man announcement. It's probably not going to be a full game, it probably will be a 5 or 6 hour standalone expansion, unless they do a remaster of Spider-Man and include that within it, which I think would be a better idea. But even so, 5 or 6 hours of next-gen Spider-Man is a good idea for launch. What else looked good? Gran Turismo looked okay. Again, the 4K trailer did look a lot more impressive. But yeah, I have to say, it doesn't look that much better than Forza 7 on Xbox One X in 4K. So I'll wait to see what happens with that. Other things I did like, Ratchet & Clank looked very good, and they showed a lot of gameplay from that. That was probably the best sort of short-term, potentially launch game that was showed off. The little Big Planet game looked good as well. Do like a third person? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm wittering. I'd like a 3D platformer, that's what I'm trying to say. Sort of Mario 3D world-esque. So yeah, that was impressive. Yeah, Horizon, obviously the new Horizon game, the name of which escapes me right now, also looked very, very good. That probably isn't going to be a launch game, sadly, but probably going to be the biggest sort of next wave game that's coming out. The Demon's Souls remake, I have to say, doesn't excite me. Never been into those types of games. Even Jedi Fallen Order, which is kind of inspired by that, I didn't really get into. All that sort of timing, the frustration, you know, losing at a boss, having to start again, I can't be bothered with that. You know, I like my games to kind of flow a little bit, and having to redo bosses time and time again and redo sections of the games you've already played is a bit of a pain, to be frank. So not that excited about that, but you know, I will keep open-minded, and who knows, maybe I'll try it out. But yeah, that's about it for the games really. I mean, there was a lot of you know, like indie stuff and third-party stuff, which looked good. Obviously, Resident Evil 8 looked fantastic. It's going to be a multi-platform game, but very excited for that. And then the PS5 itself, yeah, still not sure what to make about that. I like that they've done something different. It reminds me a little bit of the PS2 when that came out at the time, and it was completely different to all of the other consoles that we'd seen up until that point. So I kind of think they're going down a similar route, particularly with the mainly vertical stand. It looks a bit weird horizontal, but I think I would still have to do that to fit it under my TV. But it's absolutely massive as well. If you see the comparison videos, it's you know, the tallest console ever made, basically. But yeah, I like that is it modern? Kind of, I'm not sure. It's a kind of an idea of what modern is, but it's different. I think it would grow on me, but all of those weird curves and things. I'm not sure. And obviously there's the discless version as well, which actually looks better because it's, you know, it looks cleaner. But is anyone really going to buy that? You know, if it's 50, 60, 70 quid cheaper, I can't see that it's worth it. You know, people do still like generally to buy disc-based games most of the time. But we'll see. And then the controller. I like the controller. I like the force feedback and the haptic stuff on there. I am a big fan of the Xbox One rumble. You know, particularly playing Forza or something, it does feel really good when you get that extra sort of bite on the trigger when you're accelerating out of corners and things, and kind of an expanded version of that. I'll admit it, and I'm quite excited for that. And then they've got this Astrobot Astro's Playroom, which interestingly is going to be built into the PS5, which is interesting considering the not hard drive, the SSD space is quite limited. I think 825 gigs, so to include that as well, hopefully it's not a big game, but it is a good idea because it seems to be the kind of game that's going to show you how that controller works. Also like that they're including a media remote, because that's something that the PS4 never really had. And I know they were kind of going opposite to what the Xbox One was doing at launch, which was, you know, we're going to do everything, we're going to be a media box, and that had a bit of a backlash. So PlayStation really, you know, all about the players, all of that stuff. They kind of shied away from the media remote, but you know, people do still use their consoles for Blu-rays, DVDs, Netflix, YouTube, whatever. So it's nice to have that control, and the third-party ones weren't great. So yeah, interesting that's coming out, and it does look nice as well. So yeah, I would say 7 out of 10. You know, if I'm going to put a random number on it, let's go with 7 out of 10. But I am looking forward to seeing what else is coming out. A little bit worried that the launch games are going to be limited, but you know, that's standard really for any launch console. So let's put this down. Let's talk about Xbox for a little minute. I do still love my Cyberpunk. I'm really, really enjoying that, and the noises it makes when it turns on. Yeah, a little bit excited when that happens. But yeah, so Xbox are having an event in July, so they're going to show their first party stuff and a few of the third party games as well. So looking forward to seeing what they're going to be announcing. Obviously Halo is going to be a launch game, unless that's delayed. Probably Forza Motorsport 8 as well. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they go up against PlayStation, and then obviously in terms of the price, you know, I'm guessing maybe, I'm going to guess £450, and I think they'll be the same. If anything, Xbox might be slightly more, maybe 500, but PlayStation 5, I'm going to say 450 and perhaps 400 for the discless version. You know, that's my prediction. So if that happens, call me a soothsayer or just don't. But yeah, that's what I reckon. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. And you know, I know traditionally the Microsoft first parties have been a little bit lacking. Certainly this generation, there's not been that much really, apart from Forza, Halo we haven't seen for a while, and Gears of War. But they're talking up a big game. They're saying that they are working on some single player experiences. And yeah, Forza Horizon, probably one of the best games of this generation, 3 and 4. So you know, that's going to be an exciting thing to have for the next gen. But I think just to talk about me for a minute and my kind of, not that I haven't talked about me, but my thoughts, will include a Switch box as well, just to mix things up a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I think at the moment we'll see what Xbox come out with in July. But right now, I think I'm going to go PlayStation 5, just because traditionally I have done most of my gaming on PlayStation, and I tend to prefer those single-player, story-based games. You know, Spider-Man, God of War. You know, those kind of experiences that, you know, you sit down and they kind of engross you. The Last of Us, looking forward to The Last of Us 2. Yeah, I think I'm going to play the last one again, The Last of Us, to get in the mood for that. Again, off track a little bit. Didn't blow me away the last game, but I did enjoy it. So you know, we'll give that another go coming into the sequel. But yeah, so I think I'm going to go PlayStation 5 just literally because of that. But I do love my Cyberpunk Xbox. Have no intentions of selling it. It's a gorgeous machine, and I think my plan is going to be keep the Xbox One X. it still looks good. You know, I mentioned Forza Horizon 4 looks amazing. And with Game Pass is a great idea. All of the Microsoft first-party games are on there. All of those indie games that you were weighing up, you know, should I spend £10, £15 on that? So many of them are on Game Pass, which gives you a chance to try them out. You know, Streets of Rage 4 and Blair Witch, I'm just going to chuck two out there as two games I maybe wouldn't have bought, but got a lot of fun from on Game Pass. So, yeah, I think PlayStation 5, I think keep the Xbox. We've got Game Pass, you know, for at least I think 2 years Microsoft has said none of their games will be Series X exclusive. So the new Halo, the new Forza, whatever, if there's a Fable remake or the RPG that Playground Games are supposed to be working on, you know, they will all work on this and probably still will look pretty good in 4K on this system. Yeah, I'll probably end up changing my mind. I tend to do that, but that's where my thinking is at the moment. And then Switch. Switch is a great machine. I'm mostly sort of playing it in bed, if that's not too much information out there for you guys. But yeah, I probably play on the least of the consoles, but it does get an amount of love. And sort of games like Luminous is a great one, for example. You know, you can sit in bed and have a half an hour of Luminous before you go to sleep. Puzzle games always work well on handheld systems. Might end up getting rid of this just for the Switch Lite, purely because I very rarely play it on the TV. It just doesn't look as good. Obviously it doesn't look as good, but you know, in 4K, to my mind, if you're going to play, you know, a big game like, I don't know, let's say The Witcher 3, because that's available on all three, and is a great game. Obviously it looks better in 4K, you know, and for that kind of experience, to play on a bigger TV in a 4K experience is a lot better than playing a kind of muddy, compromised version on the Switch. Not to say that the Switch version isn't good, if that's all you've got. But yeah, I do the vast majority of my Switch gaming handheld, so I think I might switch to the Switch Lite. Perhaps, as I said, these are my current thoughts. I tend to change my mind on these things quite often, sadly, which is why I never have any money for anything grown up, because I tend to just spend it all on consoles and games. But yeah, that's my thoughts. So going to the next gen, probably pre-order a PS5, definitely keep the Xbox One X. As I said, Game Pass is great, Forza is great. I'm actually getting more into Gears of War lately, never really found that series that exciting, but actually with 4 and 5, it's good, it's really good time. And shooters are fun to, you know, switch on for an hour or so at a time. They're not, you know, a super engrossing game like Cyberpunk, and I do have to mention how excited I am about Cyberpunk. I've actually booked 2 days off work for that. So if you don't see any other videos from me until September, I will try and get some kind of capture equipment so I can give you my Cyberpunk thoughts. As I said, in the meantime, I might be showing some Switch stuff, maybe Paper Mario if I end up buying that. I can do some kind of video direct feed from the screen, but I'm quite excited about that as well. But yes, that's me. That's my current gen and next gen and PS5 ramblings done. So thank you very much. I'm sure this video won't get anywhere near the amount of views as the Cyberpunk unboxing, because it's just me talking to camera. But you know what, it's killed 15 minutes, and if one or two of you enjoy it, then it's been worth it. So yeah, look forward to some more videos. I do hope to, as I said, get some more equipment, and certainly look, when we can do some travelling, to do some travel and food videos as well. So yeah, if you want to see me talking with my mouth full, then definitely subscribe, because I do have a channel. I did check this last time. So yeah, that's it from me. Hope you're all having a reasonable time, as much as you can with everything that's going on. But yeah, cheers. Battle 78, check it out. Thank you very much. Bye bye.